Try do that and beat the Rami. Man, you know a goat. You know a goat. I be a plane ride, no rowboat. Your dominance, your influence. It's not necessarily selling records. Because I haven't sold records like Sean Paul. But if I walk through the streets of Jamaica and Sean Paul is on the other side of the road, he will go unnoticed.
Gaza fans already crowned their artist Vybz Kartel as the greatest of all time. But Vybz Kartel's name is mentioned on a new possible achievement. If Kartel achieved this feat, will he be the undisputed greatest dancehall artist in history? Stay tuned and I will mention what's possible on the agenda for Vybz Kartel.
Yo, one of these here dancehall, link Entourage Records. One of the talk I turn in dancehall, link Entourage Records. Your Entourage, the meat you know eat from man, your ruggedness.
Blessed up, and welcome back to Entourage Records. You're new via here, please consider subscribing. Turn on your post notification bell so whenever I make a new upload, you can be the first to be notified. Well, the jury is still out on this G.O.A.T debate regarding Vybz Kartel. But there is something on the agenda for Vybz Kartel which might let many people close this chapter and say, yes, Vybz Kartel, no question, right now is the undisputed GOAT of dancehall. But before we even get into that, I want to play a clip where Vybz Kartel in an interview where he was talking about some of the greats and where he think he should be mentioned as far as the greatest of all time.
Where do you think you rank?
I think I rank in the top 5.
Who you got in front of you? You want to put me on game? Oh, really? Okay.
Definitely Buju Banton, Bounty Killer.
Yeah, all right. So you put Ninja in front of you.
Yeah.
You put Beanie and Bounty.
And Buju.
So that was Vybz Kartel's response on this interview. Was this academics? One of them. So this was his response, and he was talking about, the top 5 and who was in the top 5. Bob Marley he mentioned as the greatest of all time, but in reggae. So he said undisputedly, Bob Marley is the greatest of all time. And one of the things what I want to bring to everybody's attention is Vybz Kartel said Ninja Man. He mentioned Buju. He also mentioned his father, Bounty Killer. He never mentioned Beenie Man, whereas the interviewer, he mentioned Beenie Man, and I guess Vybz Kartel gave it a nod. And also, Vybz Kartel did not mention Shabba. I don't know if he wanted to mention Shabba, but this will come up one day in the future when we really mention one top 5 are the greatest of all time, because a Shabba ranks should be mentioned in this conversation based on Shabba Ranks' achievement. And many things that Shabba Ranks have achieved, most artists is trying to achieve the same feat. And we also saw some other interviews where Kartel undisputedly said he is the GOAT. But he spent 13 years behind bars. But while he was incarcerated, he continues to release records on a continuous basis. In fact, Vybz Kartel had one of his biggest hits behind bars, as well as recording 2 or more albums. After his release, one of his albums was nominated for the Grammys, and even though he didn't win, this was an achievement within itself. Vybz Kartel has since proclaimed himself in a song as the GOAT, which stands for the greatest of all times, where he labeled many of his accomplishments, like selling out Barclays Arena back to back, achieving gold while behind bars, and constantly on a plane to do concerts. Vybz Kartel was officially crowned the king of dancehall in July 2024, and on an interview on the Breakfast Club prior to the crowning at sunfest, he mentioned why he believes he is the greatest of all time.
They call Vybz Kartel king of the dance hall. What qualifies a person for that title?
Your dominance, your influence. It's not necessarily selling records, because I haven't sold records like Sean Paul. But if I walk through the streets of Jamaica and Sean Paul is on the other side of the road, he will go unnoticed. Know what I mean? No disrespect, that's the influence, that larger than life vibe that we bring. If I say, oh, Clarks, everybody wear Clarks. Put on a tattoo, everybody gets tattooed. You know what I mean? That type of vibe. The dominance.
Vybz Kartel right here, so I mentioned some things where enough away in a dancehall already know. He not sell records like Sean Paul. In fact, he hasn't been to the amount of places Sean Paul have been to, but he's doing it right now. But Vybz Kartel mentioned something that just about everybody in a dancehall been talking about for years. The dominance that Vybz Kartel have, the influence that him have in a dancehall and from people in general. And when I talk about the Clarks, because when him say Clarks, and I'm more than one Clark song him do, but we remember vividly 2008. You can correct me if I 2007, but 2008, because that's when Popcorn came out. My Vybz Kartel. We are talking about the Clark song there, where it transcend dancehall. It transcend the whole Clarks thing. It bring it right back to the forefront, because we already knew about the Clarks booty from Little John days and thing, but Vybz Kartel brought it beyond Jamaican shores. And as him talk about even the skin bleaching, which he probably never mentioned, but the skin bleaching and the tattoo, when Kartel admit that, yes, in bleach. So when he mentioned Sean Paul, I don't know if it's a jab or anything, but people will recognize Sean Paul on the streets of Jamaica. But I get what he's saying. Probably people of Jamaica would, if you have 10,000 dancehall fans, he would have more than half. Vybz Kartel, that is, more than half, rushing to him rather than a Sean Paul. So the GOAT debate been mentioning around dancehall for the past umpteen years, but it's been more dominant the past few months, especially after sunfest. In fact, in a recent times, we saw where Massacre was like probably indicating or calling himself the GOAT. So we see where Vybz Kartel breaks his silence after Massacre calls himself the GOAT in a dancehall with his new chain, which also symbolizes it. But we see that Massacre basically a toot his own hand, and it not really gone away. But it did get him some attention, as some fans now saying that Massacre is the new king of the new generation. But Vybz Kartel and his Gaza fans are not putting up with such statement and are now defending both the GOAT and the king title in the dancehall community. So this was what Kartel had posted. 27 shows in 43 weeks. Stadiums, arenas, domes. Your favorite artist, Delusion, should be studied. One king, one GOAT. Vybz Kartel stated as a message to Massacre and Beenie Man. Massacre sparked a lot of fans' attention after he came out saying that he is the GOAT a few weeks after Vybz Kartel drops a song with the title. Vybz Kartel and DJ Palmer sit on the dancehall tune. Badman General Adon Jacquiers weighs in on the alleged rivalry between World Boss and Massacre, a new face in game. And him say, there are no two dancehall kings in Jamaica. Kartel is the one king. Massacre boy once declared himself the baddest artist on stage. While such statements are not uncommon in dancehall, his remarks drew attention this time due to a notable omission. Massacre made no mention of Vybz Kartel's recent crowning as the king of dancehall at Reggae Sunfest, nor did he offer any acknowledgement of the Gaza Boss. So the whole of this came out in the last month when Vybz Kartel decided to put an end to this whole discussion of dancehall's GOAT. So this was Vybz Kartel firing back. This was Vybz Kartel defending his status, his longevity in a dancehall. This was Vybz Kartel defending the work that he put in a dancehall and the achievements that he had over the years, and based on also the people's voice of people saying Vybz Kartel are the man. Vybz Kartel are the man because of ABCD, rather than him I say him are the man because him feel that way there. But as we said previously, dancehall artists are measured most of the time by them achievement. But with Vybz Kartel right now doing all these things in dancehall and also get nominated for a Grammy, if he should win this Grammy next year at the 2026 Grammy Awards, will he be recognized or spoken of as the undisputed greatest artist of all time? In fact, greatest dancehall artist of all time. Without question, most Gaza fans will say yes, but on the flip side, many Beenie Man fans and also Bounty Killer fans will have something to say about this, where Beenie Man fans will speak of their Grammys as well, and also Beenie Man's achievements. They will also speak of Bounty Killer's Grammy as well, and Killer as far as the amount of dancehall artists that him bring to the fore. Because most times when the GOAT argument start up, when me hear the Killer fans them, the Alliance fans them, most of the time I hear them talk about how great the things that he did for dancehall rather than his achievements, theme achievement them in a dancehall. Like how much artists him boss or his humanitarian effort where him always help out poor people. But I have no doubt that if Kartel should win this Grammy Award next year, this whole narrative will change completely, that Gaza fans will shower their praise as Vybz Kartel, the undisputed GOAT in a dancehall. If you are the subscribers, I want to leave your thoughts, I want to comment in the comment section so we can talk about it. We've come to the end of another video. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel, those who have done so as yet. Also, please turn on post notification bells whenever I make a new upload. You can be the first to be notified. Peace out, bless up. I'll definitely catch you in the next one.